to this live for a minute because if I go live at the same time, it's just gonna be one connection. So that's what I just figured out. Because when I cut off on one phone, both of them went out. So I said, "Oh, okay." But I'm gonna get me two different images going on YouTube Live. Man, top of the evening for anyway. Sorry about that, but I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Man, listen. Things are moving fast now. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, stuff has speeded up. It used to be you could do something. No, yeah, you could do something and uh it'd take a while for it to get back to you. But man, look how many people that are getting messed up. I mean, they're getting out here doing crazy shit. And it's coming back to bite them just like that. I mean, just before with social media, I mean, it spreads just like that. And I'm telling y'all, the energy that you put into this atmosphere is what you're gonna get back. Okay? It's changing. And I can honestly say from the this is my sixth year of being at the White House with that message. And I see a difference. When I started this in 2020, man, people would treat you like crap. I mean, they would act like you just didn't even exist, no matter what you did. You just didn't exist. And no matter how creative you were, just because you got a donation bucket out asking people to help you, you begging. But they enjoying your creativity. They enjoying the hell out of your creativity, but they this it's a win situation. They get what they want, and you left hanging to dry. And that's how it's man, I'm telling you, it's changing, man. It's changing. And that's why you need to be careful about the kinds of energy that you putting into the universe, because that's what you're gonna get back real quick. Okay, I mean, it's coming back fast. And you look at, man, how many people, man, that are losing their careers. Let me tell you something. I was just telling my daughter this evening. We have not experienced the backlash from this immigration stuff that they doing. Because they ain't after criminals. They going after hardworking people and deporting them. And those people done lost. Can you imagine? They take you up and lock you up, and your whole house, everything in your house is vulnerable, and everybody know you've been deported. You think they ain't gonna break in your house and steal all your shit? I mean, honestly, you think them people that's been deported, that's been locked up, folk ain't broken their houses and stole all their shit because they know they gone. And what if that was you? Man, you don't work hard all your life to live a comfortable life, and then turn around and you lose it all just like that. It's gone. How would you feel? How would you feel? Yeah, and you got to go and start over in a foreign land, somewhere that you ain't used to. You got to start over again because all your stuff, bank account froze. You done lost everything. People done broken your house, stole everything. How would you feel? How would you feel if that was you? Well, they should have came in here legal. But do that still, because they didn't do it the way you think they should have done it, mean they should lose everything? They should lose everything? See, a lot of people ain't thinking about that. And we ain't got the backlash, man, from in the supply lines has been interrupted. I keep telling y'all that. Man, the supply line has been interrupted. And sooner or later, them shortages are going to present themselves because we ain't got the manpower to make sure the stuff is fulfilled. That's why I keep telling y'all, be careful, man. Okay? All right, Shock. Be careful. Be careful what you're putting out there. Because this stuff is coming, and they still got that three-eye atlas that's still out there going toward Jupiter. It's gonna be next to Jupiter next month, but it's still looking at the Earth. And they talking about this is a comet, but this thing ain't behaving like no comet. And you talking about it's billions of years old? That's God. That's billions of years old. That ain't that's something that's godly. Ain't regular. Think about this, y'all. If that thing is billions of years old, where's it getting its fuel from? Well, see, man. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Um, a lot of people just jump on with what's hot, and they always looking for an excuse to blame somebody. See, that's one of the things you got to. A lot of this is to be a distraction so that it can keep people occupied. Now, if them illegals, if it wasn't no opportunity over here for them, why would they come? See, some of the same people that has been exploiting that labor force is behind closed doors. But see, they want to be out front talking about, they're illegals, but you still profiting from that labor. You are. You throwing a rock and you're hiding your hand. A lot of stuff, man. I'm telling y'all, it's a stuff that has been done in secret. They've been getting away with it, for the longest time. Man, that stuff is getting ready to come to a screeching halt. Okay, it's getting ready to come to a screeching halt. You watch. Okay, all of that corruption, that getting, man, that stuff is getting ready to be exposed, and you're gonna have a lot of people caught up. That's why I keep telling you, things are changing fast, buddy. What they use, and tomorrow is the beginning of the Chinese New Year. Tomorrow is the beginning of the Chinese New Year. Now, let me tell you what it means. Fire horse. Okay, so this is what it means. 2026 is the year of the fire horse in the Chinese zodiac, beginning February 17, 2026, and lasting until February 5th, 2027, occurring once every 60 years. This year signifies intense energy, passion, and rapid change. Told you, boy, stuff moving fast. Stuff is moving real fast. And see, thank you, Lord. See, you've been doing it the right way, making a sacrifice, not yielding to temptation, and look like you've been spinning your wheels. But that's getting ready to change. If you persevere and you don't give in to the temptation, things gonna change, man. I'm telling you, they're getting ready to change. They definitely getting ready to change. And it's all about the seeds you've sown. It's what you're gonna reap. Cause you know that and don't take my word for it. Let me read it to you. Let me read it to you. Yeah, let me read it to you. All right, Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he shall also reap. Okay? All right? Be not deceived. And see, unfortunately, it's a lot of people that don't believe that God is on his throne because of all of the chaos and the confusion that's going on. But it always get darkest before dawn. Okay. Oh, let me read something else to you. Um, Let me read something else to you. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. When you got a haughty spirit, you're full of yourself. You're full of yourself. You're egotistical. It's all about you. When you got a haughty spirit, and if you turn around and you look at some of the people that are look at Pam Bundy. Look how arrogant she is. That's a haughty spirit. That gnomes woman. That's a haughty spirit. Trump. That's a haughty spirit. Vance. That's a haughty spirit. Okay? And the Bible says you're gonna have a haughty spirit before the fall. You gonna think you untouchable, and you gonna fall. It ain't gonna be no getting up either. Because once you fall, you're gonna be destroyed. It's just that simple. And people don't see we've gotten away from the spiritual because we've so caught up in the day-to-day grind that we don't pay attention to that. You're welcome, Seth. How you doing, man? But it's going, I'm telling you, all these people out here that's cheating, stealing, taking shortcuts, man, their time is up. Their time is up. See, here's another thing, and this is another thing. See, this is how the devil got y'all. So the devil got the body of Christ thinking that righteousness is perfect. Righteousness is not perfect. You can be a righteous person, but still don't mean you wouldn't cuss a joker out. When you're righteous, you ain't gonna take advantage of nobody. You ain't gonna hurt nobody. You ain't gonna lie. You ain't gonna cheat. You ain't gonna steal when you're righteous. But an unrighteous person, they don't give a damn. They don't care nothing about deceiving you, cheating you, stealing from you. That's an unrighteous person. And I keep telling y'all, and especially now, man, a lot of people gonna use the name of Jesus to get you to drop your guard. I'm telling you, a lot of people gonna come up to you. You believe in Jesus? How you know if I'm telling you the truth? Whatever I say, let me see who this is. See who you is first. I ain't might shout you out. Let me see who you are first. Let me go take a look at you, buddy. Let me see who you are. Yeah, let me check you out. Let me see who this is. Go to the channel. Okay. Um, Let me see here. Okay. All right. Life on the Edge. All right. I give you a shout out. You joined in 2018. Yeah, I give you a shout out. You've been around for a minute. Yeah, you've been around for the minute. Um, yeah. But anyway, but seriously, man, you know, your integrity now is gonna matter. See, a lot of people don't consider, have no consideration for their integrity. They have no consideration whatsoever. And this is why we don't have the trust that we should have among each other, because we don't trust each other. You see, when you trust somebody, they gonna say what they mean and mean what they say. There's no lie in that. You know, say what you mean what you say. If you don't mean it, don't say it, because you're lying. And we got too many people that are saying things that they don't need. Okay? All right? But I'm telling y'all, listen, go through social media and look at the people that made decisions when they were angry, and look at the outcome. Just stroll through social media and look at all of the people, the decisions that they're making while they're angry, and look at the outcome. And some of them, they're losing everything because at that moment they made a wrong decision. And since everybody's carrying one of these, that's the first thing they're gonna do. Put their phone up. And you're not even conscious of it because you in your feelings. It's that's just the way people are. That's one of the things that man, listen to God. Don't listen to me. Listen to God. That's where you need to be. Get in Proverbs, man. We'll show you about that woman. Get in Proverbs. Today is the what's this? The 16th. Start with the 16th chapter and just start reading, man, every day. And you're gonna start seeing some things. I'm telling you, you'll see some things, man. But anyway, but look at the people
that just made a bad decision because they were angry. And look how it destroyed their lives. Look at what it did. It's just destroying their lives. Okay? So I'm just telling y'all, look, man, you know, pause for a second. Look at the energy that you putting out. I'm not. Look at the energy now. Man, if I was in this for the money, you think I would be subjecting myself to this? If I was in it just for the money? You think I would subject myself to this? And I ain't seen my wife in going on 6 years? You think if I was in it for the money that I would subject myself to that? You're gonna have them moments, man. You're gonna have them moments. But that's the time you start creating. See, it's when your back is up against the wall. That's when you need to stop. Say is what they say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. If you ain't got your nothing on your mind, all you doing is just marinating on shit. Running shit through your mind, running scenarios through your mind. Cause you ain't occupied. You ain't putting it to use. So you just regurgitating shit. And then that's how you fall into depression. I mean, seriously. When your back is up against the wall, that's when you need to turn on your creativity. What can I come up with? What solution can I find? You know, what ain't nobody doing? See, the problem with most of y'all want to jump on the bandwagon of what somebody else is doing. Hey, Tanya, but you don't want to create your own. See, you don't want to do for self. You want to depend on somebody else. But you ain't never gonna get rich working for somebody else. They'll never pay you what you're worth. Because if they did, they would go out of business. Well, you see, you say you full of shit. Then now you know where to start. now you know where to start. You full of shit. Cut the bullshit. and 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 how you do that? Say what you mean what you say. So you full of shit when you say one thing and mean something else. Okay? You full of shit. But when you say what you mean what you say, where's the lie in that? Where's the lie? There is none. The lie is saying one thing and meaning something else. Now you're two-faced it. And we got too many two-faced people that's in the world. And see, let me tell you something. When you live a righteous lifestyle, man, you're gonna feel when something negative walk up on you, you're gonna feel that shit. You just ain't gonna be comfortable. You ain't gonna be comfortable. You're gonna feel it. You ain't got to you ain't got to explain. You gonna feel it. Something just gonna rub you the wrong way. And a lot of y'all been overlooking that. And that was your warning. But you didn't pay it attention and then went on down the road and got jammed up in some shit. And now you're asking, oh God, how come you didn't warn me? I tried to tell you when they walked up on you. That's why you was feeling icky. You know, you ever been around somebody, man, and they just made you feel icky? I mean, you just like, man, let me get away from this. I just don't even want to be around you. Your energy is so negative. See, and unfortunately, that negative energy has been all powerful, okay? Because it's been attracting other negative energy. But it's now it's changing. See, that positive energy now is going to be the main attractor. And look, ladies and gentlemen, you can't be positive and negative. You're going to destroy yourself. What do you mean? Trying to portray that you one thing and then in secret you're doing something else, you're going to destroy yourself. You're going to destroy yourself. Okay? You're going to destroy yourself. So you might as well save yourself some time and just be real. If people can't accept you being real, then that's less headache for you. Let me say that again. If people can't accept you being real, that's less headache for you. Why be angry at somebody that don't like you? Let me say that again. Why be angry at somebody that don't like you? They just saved you some time. They just saved you some time. They showed you who they were. And that's what you accept. You ain't got to be mad at me. Thank you for saving me some time. Now I ain't got to figure your ass out. and that's the problem. That's the problem with too many people. Shit, you got to figure them out. Figure out what's your angle. You know, but if you got a pure heart, you ain't got no anger, no angle. You doing it because that's what you love to do. And if nobody can see your love, that's their fault. That ain't yours. That's their shortcoming. That's not your shortcoming. That's theirs. You just still keep loving. That's all you need to do. Don't say you wouldn't cuss a mofo out. Okay? Didn't say that. Okay? Well, I mean, man, relationships are funny, man. You know, it could be that, you know, that thing is just that's the one that's supposed to teach you a lesson. That is just that simple. Sometimes stuff come along, man, gotta teach us. Gotta teach us. I had a black woman taught me how to love my wife. I learned that from a black woman. I gave her some love she didn't want. But she taught me how to love. She taught me how to love. And see, the thing about love, once you find it in your heart and you know that it's real, it's easy to recognize again. It's very easy to recognize. And you're a little wiser because, you know, during your learning process, you got burned. And you learn from that. You learn from hurt, man. You learn from disappointment. You learn from rejection. If you don't, it destroys you. If you're not destroyed, you're learning. Because all of the people that couldn't handle it are the ones that snap. Those are the ones that are snapping. The ones that can't handle it. Okay? And okay, so obviously you're the type of person that needs some attention. And maybe the person you with is not an attentive person. That don't mean they bad. That just means y'all not compatible. That's all that is. Y'all ain't compatible, man. And you ain't got to be bad. You ain't got to be these. You ain't compatible. You know. But now you know what you're looking for. You now know what you need. You need somebody that's attentive. So that's what you look for. Somebody that's attentive. That's what you need. That's your preference. See the problem. See the problem with most folk, they don't know what they want. They don't even know who they are, let alone what they want. That's the problem with most people. They don't know who they are or what they want. And when you realize what you won't settle for less. You know, there's no compromise when you know what you want. You ain't gonna accept less than what you want. Okay? It's just that simple. It's discipline, man. It's not control. It's discipline. See, and most folk aren't disciplined. That's why they don't have no control. Because they ain't got no discipline. Okay? No, you ain't broke, man. Your mindset is broke. That's what's broke. You're not broke. There are wealth and riches within you. You just haven't tapped into it. On the good side and the bad side. It's there. It's there. You just haven't tapped into it to figure out what your call is. That's all. That's all. And once you know what your call is, then you have some direction. Okay? You gotta have discipline. It's not gonna work, man. Everything, ladies. This is how you know a disciplined man. Okay? Listen to me, ladies. This is how you know a disciplined man. I don't care, she can be sexy, fine, naked. Walking toward a disciplined man, and he ain't gonna look back. You hear that, ladies? A disciplined man would just keep his head straight, keep his eyes straight ahead. Because what he enjoyed, whatever it is that he saw in front of him, he enjoyed that. And that was the end of it. That was the end of it. Okay? So you know, that's how I see it. That's just how I see it. So that there you know, you can make a lot of excuses in life about who you are and where you are. But what have you done personally to put yourself in that position? That's what a lot of people don't want to consider. What was my part? What part did I play? I know you can, bruh, only person that can help you stop drinking is you. You're the only one. Can't nobody help you stop drinking. See, that's the problem. You looking for everybody else to do shit for you, but you don't want to do nothing yourself. That's the problem. That's the problem in a nutshell. You're too damn lazy. It don't matter. But see, there's somebody that might be listening that ain't saying that ain't trolling. Those are the ones I'm talking to. Forget him. I'm talking to, that replay viewer. Okay? That's who I'm talking about. All right? And see, you got too many people right now that in a position, they all went, oh, can you pray for me? Pray for your goddamn self. How come you can't pray for yourself? Why you need to put trust in somebody else's prayers, but you don't put trust in your own? You'll trust somebody else's prayer before you trust your own. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Do for self. Do for self. Stop depending on somebody else. There are times folk gonna have to help you, and God will make a way. Matter of fact, He can only bless you through another person. Oh, let me say that again. God can only bless you through another person. He gonna have to use a person. Okay? He gonna have to use a person. That's why you have to be careful about how you entertain strangers, because you never know when you're entertaining an angel unaware. Okay? Things are changing, man. They changing fast. And you might as well buckle up. You see, some folk gonna be sitting back complaining. And then there's some, man, they gonna get on and go for the ride. Okay? You're depressed because you got an idle mind. And that's why you're depressed. See, you got an idle fucking mind. Put something, create something, man. Create something. Create something. That's when you're most creative. You're most creative right now. This is when you tap into your creativity. Right now. And then once you tap into it, you always know where it is. And the problem with most folk, they don't know where their creativity is. They don't know that voice because they never listen to it. Absolutely. Absolutely. They about to get real. They about to get real. Absolutely. Things about to get real. And a lot of people gonna get left behind and still playing the same old games they used to play. That shit don't work no more. But in your head, it still works. Okay? But in reality, it don't work. It don't work. Can't teach old dog new tricks. There are some churches that you could stay absent for years, and in one service you can catch up. I'm serious. I'm serious. There are some churches right now. Okay, you can be absent for years, and in one service you can catch up. You back one service. You done caught up because they it's the same old thing. Nothing changes. Same old thing. And that's the problem with the body of Christ. They still trying to teach the same old stuff that used to work. but it don't work no more. And they can't see it. And the congregation is dwindling before their eyes, and they don't understand why. Because they're on the same trip. Just that simple. I'm telling you. Okay? You want me to work in Trump Tower? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I work in my own tower. I don't need to go to Trump Tower. Shit, let me get my own. I work in my own tower. Yeah, no, I ain't working for nobody else. I'm too old for that. See, that's the problem. Most of y'all looking for a job. You don't want to use your creativity. You always want somebody to give you something. You don't want to come up with nothing, but you want folk to give you something. Come up with something. Try yourself. Why not? What you got to lose? What you got to lose? Nothing. You learn something. You learn something. And that's the problem with most of y'all scared to learn. Because you think every one of your ideas are supposed to work. Some of your ideas are designed to knock you flat on your ass just to see what you gonna respond. Some of your ideas are purposely designed to knock you on your ass just to see what you gonna do. Whether you gonna get up or whether you gonna wallow in your sorrow. And most folk wallow in their sorrow. That's what most people do. They wallow in their sorrow. Oh man, I tried that. That didn't work. So what? Try something else. If one thing don't work, try something else. Eventually, you're going to hit it dead on the head. Eventually. But if you give up and quit, what are your possibilities for success? When you give up and quit, throw in the towel. I mean, think about it. Think about it. All it takes is one time. As they say, rising tide raise all boats. Listen, so what if you had 4, 5 ideas already ready to go, and one of them hit? Don't you think you gonna raise up the other 3? If you already got them ready to go, and you finally got some money, don't you think if one of your ideas work, you gonna try them other 3 that you done already got ready to go? And see, in every idea has offsprings. Let me say that again. Just like you got offsprings, kids, ideas have kids too. They certainly do. Ideas have kids too. And them kids have kids. That's how idea work. But if you never, and see, this is one of the things that I've learned about ideas. Ideas are very, very, very selfish. When an idea comes to you, it wants attention. It wants you to give it some attention. And if you don't give it any attention, it'll go to somebody else. But once an idea see that you'll give an idea some attention, they'll always come to you. Because they know when they come to you, you're going to do something. And see, and man, let me tell you something. When when um when the idea for you come, man, you're gonna feel that thing. You're gonna feel it. You'll feel it. It hits you differently when it's meant for you. It hits you differently than something that's meant for somebody else. It really do. And how you know. See, you have to eliminate them other voices from the voice. You have to eliminate. You have to learn how to recognize the voice. You know, when it talks to you, you know it. When it gives you an idea, you know it. I look back on my life, man, and most of my ideas have been ahead of themselves. Most of my ideas are ahead of themselves. I mean, just look. I started in 2020 with Stop Hating Each Other Because You Disagree. I started that 5 years ago. And it's just now catching up. Just now catching on. What if I had quit? What if I gave up? I would have never experienced some of the stuff that I'm getting ready to walk into. Because I quit. I couldn't take it. And see, and it's at that moment, it's when you really gotta trust God. That's when your trust, when you develop your trust in God. That's the moment. You develop your trust. Because you let go. You stop worrying. It's and that's easier said than done. Because you have to build up to that discipline. See, most folk want to hit the ground running. And sometimes you do. But you don't have no foundation. See, when you fall and you get up and you fall and you get up, you building a foundation. You building a foundation. Because every time you fall, that's what you're gonna strengthen. That's where you know that's the strength needs to be. My man said, yeah, it's very high because you don't trust yourself. That's why you don't trust other people. Because you can't trust you. Because you don't trust yourself. It's just that simple. But you looking, here's the problem, man. You looking on the outside for all of the answers. You ain't looking within you. All that shit you talking about is in you. Okay? It's in you. But you trying to fix it out there with people. Going, you know, you wasting time. And you really becoming a distraction. See, that's the next thing. You becoming a distraction. Stop it. Please, sir. Because I will block you. Don't make me block you, because I will. Because you're becoming a distraction now. It's moving fast, y'all. Things are moving fast. They really are. It's speeding up. So don't take that for granted. Don't discount it. And and most of all, be careful what you're putting into the atmosphere. Be careful. Be real careful what you're putting out. Because as the Bible verse that I read said, be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he shall reap. And I look at all of these people that's sowing their revenge and division and animosity. And that ain't gonna last long. Only person that's gonna destroy is you. You're the one that's coming back to. That's it. And see, and I tell people now, people get off in all these different lifestyle. I tell them, man, when you close your eyes, how you live ain't gonna bother me. I'm not gonna get how you live. And when you close your eyes for the last time, you got to deal with how you live. Okay? You gonna have to deal with that. Not me. So you can do whatever you want to do. Have at it. And I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. Because I know at the end of the day, when I close my eyes, I'm gonna have to deal with that, not you. So whatever lifestyle you want, man, shit, have at it. Have at it. Have at it. I don't care. Don't make me a bit of difference. And I don't have to agree with it either. Okay? All right? So that's that. But y'all, things are moving fast now. They're moving fast. Absolutely. 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 Yeah, you can interview me. Yeah. But that's just the way it is, man. Just the way it is. And and God can't bless wrong. Let me say that again. God can't bless wrong. God ain't gonna bless wrong. And no matter how good your intentions are, but if you're doing it the wrong way, God ain't gonna bless that. And that deception gonna be revealed. It's gonna be revealed. It's just that simple. I told y'all, things people been hiding for years coming to the surface. That stuff coming out. And that's one of the reasons they can't shake the list. And that's the reason they can't shake that. Because all that stuff is coming out. And I mean, people quitting, people resign. I mean, big shots resigning. Because they was in the list. They resigning. Well, that would be disingenuous on my part. It's just that simple. Be disingenuous. So if I can't tell it to you straight, then I shouldn't tell you nothing. You know, it's that simple. I told you, man, say what you mean what you say. It's just that simple. And you'll find out that when you do that, you ain't got to worry about remembering what you said. See, when you start lying, boy, you got to remember that shit. You got to remember all of that. You know, all them lies you told, you got to remember them. Okay? And that's how you get caught. Because eventually, you forgot the lie you told. But if you're telling the truth, you ain't got to worry about forgetting it. Because you're going to say what you mean what you say. It's just that simple. When you telling the truth, you ain't got to remember that. You only had to remember them lies. You don't have to remember the truth. Because if somebody asks you again and you told them the truth, you're going to say it the same way. You're going to tell them the same thing again. Because that was the truth. But see, when you start lying, you forget something. You done forgot something. And then when you start trying to backtrack, that's when you get caught. Because you forgot. So, anyway, don't get caught up, man. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in your feelings. Don't get caught up in your anger. And say something that you're going to end up regretting. And sometimes that's, you'll know. You'll know. Just that simple. All right? All right, man.